Hey guys, it's Gameface here and welcome back to episode 18 of my Dortmund career. Now today's episode, we've obviously got the summer transfer window to get through, loads and loads of the summer window still to play. Also, we've just started a new second season, and so I'm looking forward to hopefully trying to bring in some new signings, also trying to sell a couple of players as well that we don't necessarily need, and just trying to overall build the squad and basically improve it as best we can. So that's what we're going to be focusing on in today's episode. Before we get into things though, if we could try and hit 100 likes, then I'd really appreciate it. Also, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already as well, and that'd be absolutely fantastic too. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter at GamefaceHD and on Instagram at GamefaceHD as well. The links to all that is in the description below, so you can click through and follow me there. And yeah, we are going to be basically just going on through simming a few days, weeks potentially, seeing what offers come in, looking at hopefully trying to bring in some top quality players. Players like Bailey is certainly at the top of my list, and so hopefully we are able to finance that deal. It's going to be tough though, because we only have like £20 million ready to spend, so we are going to have to sell players in order to be able to do that. We do have a number of players up for sale already. You've got Piszczek, Shirley, Yamilenko, Durm and Syria as well, so there's a few different names on there that we have decided to transfer list. Those guys, fairly big deals to be totally honest for us. Some of them are worth a decent amount of money, so if we can try and get some of those guys out, as well as maybe selling some of the players that aren't listed, then we will be able to really develop this team quite nicely. We're wanting to sign Bailey as our main target, but also new fullbacks as well this season. I want to bring in new fullbacks. Piszczek's obviously been transfer listed, as has Durm. There's also the possibility of maybe even Toljan leaving as well if a good enough bid comes in. It's basically just a case of waiting at the moment, which I don't really like doing, but we've got to wait for offers to come in. Okay, let's do some play drills as we sort of wait to get into the season properly, wait for some offers to come in. We are going to sort of mix things up a little bit at the start of this season, but it's the same sort of usual players, if you like. I just have basically doubled up on the goalkeeper drills. Sancho comes in as well. Zagadu's, of course, also in those as well. So we'll see how we get on with those guys. Hopefully try and train them up over the next few weeks and months. Going to get me against Bayern Leverkusen in the Super Cup to play to kick off this season. Obviously vitally important that we do win that, try and get a trophy under our belts early on. And a bid in here for Piszczek from Real Madrid, £7.4 million. He's worth 8. And of course I'm going to be looking to try and get the full amount for him. Could even maybe get 9 million. So we are going to negotiate, see what happens, and hopefully just get a maximum amount of money as possible. Then we can look at bringing in right backs. Okay, I'm just going to ask for £9 million straight up. Hopefully they do decide to match it. Let's see. And what's the difference between 7.4 and 9? Seriously? I mean, it's 1.6, I can tell you that. But come on, walking out the room is a bit dramatic for that. You're Real Madrid. You've got a little bit of extra cash, surely. I know he's 33, but it's still his 81 overall or whatever, so I expected them to actually match that, or at least come in and say 8.5 or something, but yeah, clearly not. Clearly times are pretty hard for Real Madrid at the moment. Got ourselves a loan offer here for Larsson. Not the most exciting offer that we're going to receive, but it's 19 years old. This guy is 65 overall as well. We'll allow him to leave and send him out on a year loan, see whether he's able to develop out there. Was tempted to try and train up a little bit, but I think he needs first team experience in order to train up as best as he can. And we will do some more play drills now. We might have to just look at putting in bids ourselves rather than waiting, because at the moment we're not getting that many offers in, to be totally honest. We're already a few weeks into the transfer window. I'm obviously keen to try and get the Bailey deal done if we can, because obviously we play Leverkusen at some point. If we can try and weaken them, that would be helpful. We've still got a number of weeks to be able to do that, to be fair. Plenty of time. Hopefully we can still get him in before then. Bid in for Philippe. This is more like it. Come on. There we go. Leicester City, £23.5 million. Now we're talking. This is the sort of cash I want to talk about. Can we ask for 30? I mean, I'm going to try. If they walk out the room again, then so be it. But I want to try and get as much money as possible. £30 million plus the 20 we've already got would certainly help us get other players in. So we'll see what they say to 30. Hopefully they come back and say, you know, we'll happily pay that, or at least get a little bit closer to that. Hopefully they don't walk out of the room. Fingers crossed. Just stay in the room, please. Stay in the room. Come on. Come on. Yes. Yes. Okay, they're doing it. £30 million. Wow, okay, I was not expecting that. Hopefully they can agree personal terms, and that means he should leave for Leicester. I mean, I know a lot of people are a fan of Philippe, I understand that, but in order to be able to get in the players I'm trying to get in, who are much better overall, much younger, we have to get rid of some players like him who are, what, 80, 81 overall, 24 years old. It's not world class, is it? Let's be honest, and someone like Bailey could potentially be world class for us. Okay, that's not a good sign. Larsson's loan move has been rejected. Please don't happen with Philippe as well. Hopefully he can leave us. Another bid in for Piszczek from Juventus this time around. So a few big clubs sniffing around him and looking to try and get him in. The offer is £7.9 million. I'm still going to persist at a fairly high offer, to be honest. I'm going to go for the 8.8, 8.9 sort of region now, slightly decrease it. Obviously don't want them walking out the room again, but again want to try and maximise the amount of money that we can. I'm going to go 8.8, which I think is fair, and I think they should match that, to be honest. Let's see what they say. 2% sell-on clause. Why would I be interested in that? That's such a bizarre one, is that? Get rid of the sell-on clause for a start. I'm not interested in that. 8.2. That's a dramatic decrease, but I'm still wanting more money. Come on. Yes, okay, 8.2 is going to be paid. Again, can they agree a deal? We'll wait and see over the next few days. Bid in for Durham as well, this time from Zenit. So a few offers coming in now for our transfer listed players. £7.9 million once again. Can we get any more for him? 8.9 is probably the maximum, but he is a player that's worth 8. So we are in and around that sort of region here with Zenit. I don't know if it's worth negotiating or not, but as always, I like to try and ask for just a little bit more, see what more we can get from them. And that might be just pushing it too far, we'll wait and find out, but I think it's worth it really just to maximise the amount of money we get from these guys. We're going to ask for, I think, 8.5 we're going to go for. I think it's fair, he's 26 years old, 78 overall, we'll see what they say. Yes, okay, good, they've sealed the deal there, and hopefully again, postal terms can be agreed. So waiting on a number of different deals. If we can get them done, then we can start to look at Bailey, we can also start to look at the 2 new fullbacks potentially as well, which we still need to decide who we're going to try and bring in for that. Philippe should be wrapped up in the next couple of days, come on. Bidding for Castro now, this time from Everton. Castro not player that's transfer listed, I don't think. No, it's not, so this is an interesting one for me, because we could get a decent amount of money from him. He's 31 years old. He's not been that great for us in-game last season, and so he is certainly someone I'm looking to potentially part with. £20 million is not a huge amount, though. It's okay, obviously, but I want to break through that barrier a little bit. But to be honest, I am going to look for about 20 million, just to kind of get him out the door. Not that he's transfer listed again, but I think 20 million is a fair amount for him. Experienced player, what will they say to that? 18.6. Big Sam's negotiating, so it's going to be a bit of a tough deal, this one. I think we'll go 19. I'll let him go for 19. Come on. Got to accept that, surely. Surely. Yes, 19. So a lot of players on the way out by the looks of it, providing they can agree personal terms. That's always the sticking point. I'm not so sure all 4 of them will. Big news for us. Philippe has been sold. He goes to Leicester City. Now we can look to try and use some of that money to bring in Bailey as well. Piszczek goes as well. It's all happening now. Got a little bit more money. Quite a bit more money as well, actually. 6.5 added onto the budget there, and then £26 million added onto the budget. So very pleased with those deals finally getting done, and allows us to look at a replacement now. Big name coming in as well. Okay, so let's look at Leon Bailey. Potentially a big deal here. He's worth more than I thought, so that might make this deal quite an interesting one for us. Let's approach the buy, let's try and get him in. He's also 83 overall, which I thought was like 84, 85, but not much of a difference, but he's still, what, 21, 20, so yeah, pretty happy about that, and obviously much better than the current wingers that we have. So we'll be really impressed if we can try and get him in. We are going to try and offer a player. I know we tried to do it last episode. We're going to again kind of persist in this episode as well. Pulisic and Royce, obviously, no interest to get rid of those guys at all. But Yarmolenko and Schürrle, I could think about getting rid of. Yarmolenko in particular. Let's see what happens with this deal. They're still wanting fullbacks, which is something that they said last episode as well. We don't really have any I want to get rid of. Durham's obviously leaving us, hopefully leaving as part of another deal. I think we'll just have to go with money. We'll go like 30. I don't want to offend them too much with the first offer. Not that I really care. We'll go like 37. They might just walk out of the room with that. We'll wait and see. 54 points. Jesus. Wow, okay. All our budget just casually just gone like that. I thought we had a good amount of money as well to be able to try and sign him. Clearly not. 44. Come on. 44 million. Let's go for that. Yes, here we go. £10 million off that. I'm pretty happy with that. 44 obviously doesn't leave us with loads of money to get in fullbacks, but we can do that another time, can't we? Hopefully. I mean, hopefully we've got more money to be able to spend on them, but we'll wait and see. Let's negotiate on his wage. His wage actually isn't that high at the moment. Hopefully he doesn't want a substantial increase. He's on about 46.5, I think, so we're hoping to get it for less than 100 or 70, something like that. Let's see. Anyway, we're going to go import a first-team player. Does he want crucial? I think he should be happy with that. Yes, okay. And a 5-year deal, more than happy with that. Please don't want a release clause, though. I've got a feeling he might. Yes, he does. Okay. That's never good. 71.6. We have no choice but to accept it. I mean, it's not like we can really negotiate that. Wage 71. Well, you're not getting the goal bonus, that's for sure. So remove that. And I'll increase the wage to like 73 just to try and sweeten him up a little bit. Signing a bonus of £1 million. He wants 80 grand. Oof, okay. We're not even going to bother negotiating. We'll get him through the door. Bailey joins us. Very happy with that deal. And that means he's our second signing of this summer transfer window. Obviously bringing him back Batshuayi as well last episode. Really happy about that deal. The fact we were able to bring him back to the club was really impressive. So yeah, good to sign those guys, and really impressed so far with the deals that we've obviously managed to bring in. Massively improving our squad depth as well as our strength as well. Zlatan obviously in the team at the moment. He won't necessarily be starting. Batshuayi will probably be starting a lot, but Zlatan's there in case we need him. And yeah, Bailey comes into the team, so we'll now find a position for him. Might be that he starts on the bench to begin with. Might be that we actually find he performs better than Pulisic, so he actually starts. So again, it's all about trial and error, and he'll come up against his former club potentially in his first game for us. So looking forward to that one. Probably next episode. Yeah, will be next episode. Looking into some player drills here, and this week some growth actually, just not an overall, but good amount of attributes going up there across the board, so pretty happy by that. But again, can't really expect loads of progress in the first couple of weeks. Oh, Durham's been sold. There he goes. He's left. He's gone to Zenit. £7 million added onto our budget, and 2 transfer offers in for Guerrero here. £30.5 million from PSG, and the exact same bid from Spurs. Okay, this is a big one. I like Guerrero a lot. I like him a lot. We need fullbacks because we're going to be struggling otherwise. Would I accept £50 million for him? That's the question. For an 82 overall, 24-year-old, yeah, I probably would, but I'm not going to be tempted too much by those offers. I'm going to reject it. I like him too much to let him leave, so we're going to keep him at the club. We have got rid of a lot of Dortmund players, which obviously are fan favourites. I don't really want to get rid of Guerrero. I'm not so sure that he's a fan favourite as such, but he's certainly my favourite, I think, anyway, from the Dortmund team. So I don't really want to get rid of him. I have a feeling he might end up playing a little further forward this season as well. That could be something we look at. Speaking of fan favourites, I was just going to quickly take a look at how Götze is getting on. A few people said, bring him back from Tottenham. We'll look at that. He's expensive. It's not as easy as that. We don't have that sort of cash to spare. So it's going to be tough to be able to do that, especially when we're focusing on other positions. We don't really need a centre-mid at the moment, to be brutally honest. So it's unlikely, but we'll look at it. If we have a spare 30 or 40 million, then maybe it'll happen. But other than that, I think it's unlikely at the moment. And also, he has recently just joined, so he won't move again. So yeah, I don't think it's going to happen this window at least. But you never know, wouldn't rule it out in January if we have that sort of cash. Okay, Castro is now also being sold as well, so that's 1 centre-mid out the door. No intentions of replacing him straight away. I appreciate we could maybe put in a bid for Götze. I doubt our budget would stretch that far. We've only got 30 to spend, so we actually don't need to bring in a centre-mid. We brought in, obviously, Ozikup, I think is how you pronounce his name, on a pre-contract agreement, so we don't need to replace Castro. He leaves for Everton. We've already got a good selection of centre-mids, so I'm not too worried about that, as well as this youngster who's going to get more of a go in the team this season. So yeah, pretty happy with what we've got in the middle of the park. No need to bring in any replacements. Players we need to look at now, though, is fullbacks. That's a big issue for us. Just having a look at this right back here, I've just noticed that it says this team will not sell this player as he is too important for the club. Imagine a right back being one of your most important players. Oh no, that's never good, is it? Okay, so we've been scouting fullbacks, and I think we're just going to sim the next sort of 12 days, maybe even 6 days, I think, as well, because we are scouting them, trying to get reports back in for them before the game against Bayer Leverkusen. So there's still plenty of deals to try and get over the line in today's episode, possibly, but I think we'll also set up some sort of scout network, I think, in order to try and bring in fullbacks, because we are obviously keen to try and make sure that the right fullbacks as well, because we don't have that much money to spend. We can't make mistakes in these sort of positions, and so we are going to look for first team quality players and hopefully bring in some good pacey right backs, left backs, and that sort of thing. We'll wait and see. I'm not really too sure exactly whether I'm wanting to replace Guerrero. Probably not. I think I want him to be my starting left back, but Toljan certainly I think will be replaced, and he'll go and become our second choice. Okay, this week we have some good progress with our youngsters. Our young goalkeeper goes up to 76 overall. Zagadou goes up to 72 as well. But a young keeper in particular needs to start going up in overall, because he is absolutely dreadful at the moment. Despite him being an okay overall, he definitely isn't good enough to get in the first team and start for us regularly. So that needs to change, because we might have an injury to Berkey at some point this season, in which case him and Casillas will be fighting it out ready for that second jersey. So yeah, he has to improve. He's not good enough at the moment. His handling was really bad, I think, in the last episode. We do have a bid in here for Andre Schürrle, a player that has been transfer listed, I think. Just double check. Yes, it's from Southampton, £14.2 million. I don't think that far away from the amount that I'd want for him, so I think we're just going to accept, not even negotiate there. We'll see whether postal terms can be agreed or not. It's possible. So far, the deals have been pretty successful for us, so I'm hoping that'll continue to be the case. But I guess we'll wait and see over the next few days. Okay, so these are some players I was taking a look at for right back and left back positions. All of these players are in the Bundesliga, I believe. So yeah, Nick Klein's transferred to the Bundesliga as well. But there's this guy I was looking at, he's obviously the same overall as Toljan, which would be strange to do that. But still, he's got great pace. He does look like he's got decent stats to go forward with. So he is very tempting to try and bring in. Also looked at Gaia as well. Might just be too expensive for us, but we'll wait and see again. Looking at Perez, not too sure overall he is. Again, we're scouting him as we are with a few other players as well, which we'll find out hopefully in the next few days. But Nathaniel Klein is already in the Bundesliga with Bayer Leverkusen. It's tempting to try and sign him. Again, expensive. We don't have, £30 million to spend on a right back, which we might need. He's worth 18, so yeah, I think we'll just wait a few more days on that. Okay, so Andre Schürrle's been sold, quickly as that. We get £11.5 million for that deal, and then a bid in for Toprak from Man City. Strange one, I think, this. No interest in selling him. He's 83 overall. He's certainly worth a lot more than that to me. Oh. Okay, again this week we have some good progress. A young player going up once again. That's said to be there that we have the French guy, as I call him, because no idea how you pronounce his name. He goes to 75 overall, which is good to see. So again, continuing our progress as we enter the new season. That game's approaching now. I think we should get our reports back. Here we go. And so hopefully we can bring in fullbacks before that game. Not that we necessarily need to, because we have Guerrero and Toljan to start, but it would be nice to have two sets of fullbacks for that opening fixture of the season. Jetro Williams, let's have a look how he is. Actually, I think he's going to be the guy we're going to go for. He's the sort of guy that I want for my second choice left back. Happy enough with his pace, decent short passing, crossing. Yeah, I think we'll have him as our second choice. Hopefully get a deal done before this game now. As for Bruno Perez, not as good as I thought. I thought he was much better than that, actually. I thought he was more like 83 overall, hence why I was scouting him. So no interest in bringing him in. And again, this guy's not good enough. In fact, this guy might be better than Jetro Williams for us. Okay. Certainly got a couple of left backs, but I'm worried about the right back situation where we haven't really found anybody that kind of fits what I'm after. It might have to be the fact that we bring in Klein. But certainly left backs are looking positive. I'm hopefully going to try and sign one of those guys now. Okay, so as much as I like Jetro Williams, I think this guy makes more sense. He's 20 years old. £11.1 million is roughly what we're going to be able to get him for. So we are going to put in a bid, try and approach Wolfsburg for him, get that deal done. But they're both similar sort of players, to be honest. Even though this guy thinks one overall less, he's 4 years younger. I think it makes sense as a backup left back. So we are going to go ahead with that. So we're going to go with just £11 million straight up. Let's see what they say to that initial bid. Hopefully they don't come out and say 15. There's a 13. Okay, so I think we should be able to get up to about 12, 12.5. Let's see. Let's try and get £12 million over the line. We shouldn't be too far away there. 13.2, okay, they're not budging as much as I thought. That's not good. 12.5, come on. Help me get there. Come on. Yes, there we go. 12.5's been agreed. Let's crack on with his wage. Let's get that one sorted out very, very quickly. 37 grand a week at the moment. I think maybe 50 grand. Let's see. Sporadic first team player. Yep, okay, happy to do that. I was going to say more important than that, but 5-year contract as well. Any release clause, please? No? Okay. Why is everyone doing release clauses? Can we deny it? Would they walk out the room if we deny it? It's a possibility, but then I just get Jetro Williams. £24 million is something that could realistically be put in a bid for as well. I'm just going to accept it. We'll just go ahead with it. I'm happy to bring him in. We can renegotiate that if we want to. And let's move on to his wage. We'll just go off for 50. I think he should accept that. He's on 37 at the moment. Why wouldn't he? Because he wants to give himself less, clearly. We'll counter offer, remove the bonus. Submit that. Let's see what he says. 44.5. Let's just go with it. Let's just get the deal done. And we brought in a new left back. Fantastic deal to go over the line once again. I'm really happy with him. On a 4-year deal as well, or a 5-year deal. So yeah, 20 years old, 77 overall. Comes in and plays as our second left back. Obviously in behind Guerrero. Still looking for a right back though to start. And we have £29 million to do it. So Klein's maybe an option. Maybe not the most realistic option, but he's an option at least. And I haven't really managed to find another right back that really fits what I'm after. He's 82 overall, which is the sort of overall I'm after in that position. Same with Guerrero, obviously being a similar sort of overall as well. Any right backs that this has brought up other than... No, not really. There's that guy from PSG, but to be fair, I think Klein's just what we're going to go with. Like I said before, not massively realistic, but we'll go with it because he does kind of fit overall-wise what I'm after. Same with the pace as well. And I think he could be a really good addition for us. So we'll go with that. Okay, no he won't. Too important for the club. A right back? What are you on about? Well, that's messed up that idea a little bit. And that's messed up that idea a little bit as well. I liked getting Dani Alves for some reason. I just like him, even if he is slow now. Okay, so I think we'll have to wait until next episode to bring in a right back, unfortunately, because I can't really seem to find one at the moment. So I will spend a little bit of time next episode trying to bring one in. We will sign one before this game, yes, by Leverkusen to either start or go on the bench. You can see the team at the moment is looking really strong. Players go up and overall without us even starting the season. So Fekir's gone up to 87, Divin's gone up to 86 as well, so very impressed by that. Berkey's also gone up to 84. So really happy with how we've got on in the early stages, happy with the signs that we've made, and we're actually starting to build a really strong squad, I think. We've got Lato here, the new sign that we've just brought in, that we can add to our team, and yeah, looking forward to using some of these guys as well, because our squad's looking much, much better. So hopefully, successful season. Hopefully do well in the Champions League. Still a few more players to try and get out the door on loan or sell, but still looking quite a good squad. We've got Den Docker there, who maybe we've got to look at playing right back for us at some point in the early stages of this season. Hopefully we don't have to result to that. Hopefully we can bring one in next time round. I think we do have a couple of players like this guy that can play as a full-back as well. So we do have a few options. Obviously the young right back there, but wouldn't really trust him to walk on the pitch. Never mind actually start and play right back. So that pretty much concludes today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If we could try and hit 100 likes, then I'd really appreciate it. Also, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already as well, and that'd be absolutely fantastic too. And don't forget, you can also follow me on Twitter at GameFaceHD and on Instagram at GameFaceHD as well. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.